It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. My lucky day. Don't need a pot of gold.
What is up, everybody? Good morning. Today is September 4th, and I want to welcome you to episode 35 of Coffee and Cloud Native. My name is Adrian Goins. Every night, I and my army of bots scour the internet for news and content related to Kubernetes and Cloud Native. And every weekday, you'll find me here to share the bits that I find interesting. This is a curated list of content. I go through around 200 submissions every night, and I select just a handful of them for the next day's show. These are the tools and the products and the things and the companies and the stuff that I find interesting, that I would use, that I might use, that I wish I had more machines and time to use. And I just want to share them with you because a lot of this stuff is just really, really cool. Now, if you're watching now or in the future, please click the thumbs up button on the video so the YouTube algorithm shares it with other people. Today is Giveaway Friday. It's the first one that we're doing. I'm a little excited. I'll tell you more about that in just a second. First, let's see. Who do we have in the chat? We have so many people in the chat. I'm going to just say hello to everybody. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. We had 20 people waiting even before the stream started. So, good morning to, hey, my lovely wife, Lisa. Lisa is helping out today as a moderator. She has a little wrench next to her name, so please be nice to her. But yeah, she's going to help with the giveaway and with answering any questions that you might have, although she's not technical. Don't ask her Kubernetes questions. Nuno, good morning. Cindy, hey, it's great to see you. Steve, thank you for joining. Benoit, wow, so many people here. This is great. Chris, Alejandro, Ariel, Espen, Hamza, good morning. Wow. Like, there's a point where I'm scrolling through the chat and seeing people talking where I just start repeating people's names again. Justin, good morning, sir. Tej, Jonathan, Steven. Wow, I'm seeing a lot of names in the chat that I haven't seen before. So those of you who are coming to the chat for the first time, awesome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. Let's talk about that giveaway, huh? Here it is. The Kubernetes Mastery course from Brett Fisher. Brett's a great guy. Brett's courses are amazing. I talk to him pretty frequently, once every couple of weeks or so, about stuff. And I know that he is constantly putting time and energy into updating the courses and making sure that they're the most relevant and the best possible source of information that they can be. I wanted to share this with all of you. And I know for some of you, maybe you don't need this. We have some Kubernetes masters already in the chat. But if you happen to win today and you don't want the course, that's fine. You just tell me who you would like to give it to. And if you don't know right now, that's also fine. You can tell me, at any point in the future. So the way that this is going to work is there's a difference between how many people are watching the stream and how many people are talking. I don't see everybody who's watching the stream. I just see a number. In fact, that number right now is 28. If that number gets to 50, that triggers a giveaway. And that means that I will give away this course to somebody who's talking in the chat, because the bot is, well, the bot's the only way that I can actually do that. So if you want to win, come join the chat. Now, the way that you can identify in the chat that you would like to win is there's a word. You just have to type this word. You only have to type it once. If you type it 100 times, you're just going to make everybody mad. You don't get more entries to win. So if you don't want to participate, just don't type the word. If you do want to participate, just type the word. And later on in the show, we will actually do the giveaway where Nightbot, who you see in the chat, or at least he's in there, Nightbot will randomly pick somebody who has said that word and declare them the winner. If you win, I need a way to contact you, and I'm not going to ask you to post your email address in the live public internet chat thing or whatever. So there are 3 ways that you can contact me. One of them is on Twitter, one of them is on Instagram, which is kind of weird for this sort of content, but whatever, and the third one is on LinkedIn. My contact information is in the video description, so you can get to me from there, but I need to know who you are, because your Twitter name might be different from your YouTube chat name, and I don't want a situation where people are coming to me on Twitter and being like, I won, and I don't actually know who you are. So if you win, I need you to just tell Lisa your how you're going to contact me. Say, I'm going to contact Adrian on Twitter, and here's my Twitter handle. And then that way I know who to look out for. And then just ping me on Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram, and yeah, and there you go. And we'll figure out how to get you your prize. We're already 5 minutes into the show. The word, and I'll announce this again later on. If you wish to participate, the word you need to type is quite simple. The word is lucky. So just type the word lucky, type it once, Nightbot will pick it up, and you'll be entered to win. All right. Let's talk about some other stuff, huh? Oh, we're at 32. Oh, this is very exciting. Oh, we're at 31. It doesn't matter who is actually watching. You can call your mom and be like, just tune into this. All we need is that number to get to 50, and that'll trigger a giveaway. All right? So back to browser. Control page down, right? No, that wasn't it. Control page down. There we go. There is an upcoming Edge conference that I wanted to share with you guys. This is, all right, so Edge. Edge is where it's going to be. This is happening on October 21st. It's a one-day virtual conference. Edge is about local processing of data before aggregating it and shipping it back to the cloud or the core or whatever's not at the edge. Edge used to mean tiny things. Like we think of Edge and we're like, oh, a Raspberry Pi, or oh, a LoRaWAN endpoint, or resource-constrained environments. But that's not actually the case. I want you to think big. Like think about what content delivery networks did for defining the edge. The edge simply means out there, out, not here, out close to the customer, out close to the manufacturing plant, out close to where the data is and where it can do the most good or have the most impact. 5G is coming, regardless of which side of the 5G fence you're on, it's coming. 5G is going to give us 100 times more bandwidth to every single device we have. That is just an unbelievable amount of data. And pipe right now is the constraint for moving data around. If you blow that out of the water, then Edge is going to become even more important. Germany's already rolled out 5G. Spain just announced a couple of days ago that they will have 5G coverage for 75% of the country by the end of the year. Chile just started having conversations. I live in Chile. If you're new to the chat, hi, I live in Chile. Chile just announced conversations about spectrum and which pieces of technology for 5G they're going to deploy. Like, it's the next battleground. And this is a conference to explore what exactly that's going to mean. There are going to be great sessions with thought leaders. I'll be there. If you'd like to speak at the conference, if you have any ideas about visionary stuff, it doesn't necessarily even have to be this is what we're doing with the Edge, but like this is where I see the Edge going. This is wide open. You can submit a CFP. You can submit a response to the CFP, telling us what you would like to talk about, and we'll be picking. I'm not involved in that, but this is being hosted by Rancher, but it's being sponsored. It's not a Rancher event. It's just we're saying, hey, let's get a bunch of people together and do this. There will be lots of people from lots of organizations, lots of sponsors, and if you'd like to come participate, please do. Either register to attend because it's going to be amazing, or submit a talk if you want to tell people about your ideas of what the Edge means. We also have, I'm going to say we. There's also an upcoming service mesh workshop from Solo. This is on September 24th. There are 2 sessions, one for Europe and one for the United States. They're limited to 25 seats each. So if you want to register for this, it's free. Sign up quick. All you need is a Google Cloud account and internet access, which makes sense, right? Because it's a virtual conference. How are you going to do it without any internet? But apparently it's important to still say that. This is going to be a hands-on conference, hands-on workshop. So you'll not only get answers to questions from the theory of it, but you'll be able to actually put those scenarios into practice with a real service mesh. So you get to deploy service mesh, you'll link resources across multiple clusters, you'll work with service discovery, failover, all the stuff that you can see on the screen here, because apparently we can all read, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Failover, security stuff with federated trust, access control policies, identity management, and it's the hands-on piece of this that I thought was really exciting. Rancher does Rancher Rodeos where you actually get to do the things and do the exercises with the instructor and ask questions, and you build the muscle memory for it. In my Kubernetes training classes, we like you can follow along with me, but it's mostly just me talking about stuff. I think hands-on workshops are hands down the best way to actually retain the knowledge and figure out, okay, how can I really use this? Where does this fit in my world? So sign up for this. This is free. This is from Solo. If you are not one of the 25 people, they will have additional workshops in the future, and you'll just be waitlisted for one of those. How are we doing in the... We're at 41. We only need 9 more. 9. Oh, that's so exciting. We were actually, you know what? We were at 42. So even if we just touch 50 and fall back, that's fine. I'll take that as a hit. 740. Come on, we can do this. It's your lucky day. Close this other browser window that keeps popping up and confusing me. Next. Oh yeah, our friends at Kasten. Kasten announced K10 support for Bottlerocket. Now, AWS just announced Bottlerocket last week, end of last week, Friday, something like that. And here you are, Kasten's right there with Bottlerocket supporting K10. We've had them on the show before with one of the pieces of K10. I haven't actually deployed K10. But all of Kasten's stuff integrates tightly with AWS already. So it makes total sense that Bottlerocket would be there. I'm just really surprised at how quickly they had it up and running and available for you. It shows really good foresight on their part, and then it also shows that they care because Bottlerocket itself has a lot of people excited, and it would be bad if you were using K10 or if you wanted to use K10 and you're like, oh, well, I can't use it with Bottlerocket. Well, you can. What I want to know is, does anybody have a guide or any resource about how to run Bottlerocket outside of EKS or ECS? All the resources that I've seen from Amazon are about how to run it in their environment, which makes sense. I've seen mentions that you can run it in a test or development environment on your own. I saw an article come across yesterday where somebody said, you can run it on bare metal, but then I read the rest of their article and they didn't say how to do that. And then I saw another article that said you can build it yourself. I don't want to build it myself. It's already built. If any of you know how or have found any resource on how to run Bottlerocket outside of Amazon's environment, please let me know, because I'd like to kick the tires on it here in my lab in Chile. Oh my gosh. Oh, 45. Oh, this is very exciting. We're going to do it. Kasten, K10, Bottlerocket. Oh, this is fun. There is a denial of service vulnerability. It's not an attack, but there's a DOS vulnerability in Keycloak. Now, this has been patched in, they waited until it was actually fixed in the updated versions, but if you run Keycloak and you haven't updated yet, then... I saw my name pop up in the chat. Mo says, no one is following me. All the people here are focusing on the giveaway. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can watch the show later. All right, so there's a DOS vulnerability in Keycloak. If you run Keycloak and you haven't updated, you should. Soluble found this back in June, and it's not really Keycloak's fault. This is apparently a very common vulnerability. Essentially what happened is you could post to an HTTP endpoint with a content length value greater than the payload, and the server would sit there and wait for you to post the rest of the payload. This, in conjunction with an excessively small pool of connections, meant that you could lock up the server as it waited for up to 2 minutes for the rest of the data to come through. So you just, with a cellular connection or any weak amount of systems, like this isn't a giant DOS attack from an entire botnet. This is just something that anybody can do by firing off a bunch of curl commands and then hanging out. It's been fixed. If you're not sure if you're vulnerable to this, for example, if you're running Keycloak behind some type of proxy, such as whatever, a load balancer or any type of proxy system, that might actually prevent this from happening. There's a script here that you can use to test your systems. And then they talk about the fix that's in place. Basically just update your stuff. Continuing with security. Oh, man. I thought I scrolled all of my stuff up. We are apparently at 47. We're going to do the giveaway, and if we get to 50, we're going to do it in 5 minutes. If we don't get to 50, we'll do it when we get there. Okay. Back up to the top of my screen. There we go. The magic word, if you wish to participate in the giveaway, is lucky. All you have to do is just say the word lucky, and that'll register you with the bot to be eligible to win. All right? So just type the word lucky. Type it once. You can type it 100 times. Doesn't matter. Just type it once. Oh, this is cool. This one's actually super cool. This is, if it wasn't already Giveaway Friday, it would be Pony Friday, because that's basically what I've got. So Christoph shows us how you can escalate privileges in EKS by compromising the instance role of a worker node. This is not, a pod privilege that AWS gives to worker nodes for EKS clusters. Basically, what you do is you access the AWS data service. You will discover that the role assigned to the node has these privileges. With these privileges, you can do some pretty heinous things. You can recon everything else that's running in the AWS account. You can describe any EC2 instance in the account, including what operating system or AMI it's actually running. You can nuke every network interface on any EC2 instance, which includes all EKS nodes. How's that for a DOS? You can pull Docker images for anything that's in ECR, and that includes scanning for vulnerability in ECR that have other vulnerabilities. Pull those down, run those, use those to escalate privileges. This is crazy. And the way that you fix this is also in the article. Basically, you just need to block access to the metadata service, but EKS itself doesn't use a CNI that gives you an easy way to do that. What I did not know, and I learned from this article, is that you can pull down and run the Calico network policy provider as a pod. Calico as a CNI has... Calico is a CNI, I'm watching the chat over here. Calico is a CNI, has network policy support, but you don't want to swap out your whole CNI because it's the EKS or whatever. So you can just run the policy provider piece, and it runs as a daemon set, and it will twiddle IP tables and make sure that any network policies that you put into your cluster are actually affected. He then goes on to provide a global network policy that will allow all egress access, but it will block access to the AWS metadata service from pods, and you 100% want to do that if you're running out an EKS. Control page down. A reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that we will be giving away the Kubernetes Mastery course. How are we doing? How are we doing? We've gotten up to, 48. 48. We're at 47 right now. We just need two more, and somebody will win this. Somebody. Will it be you? Who knows? I'm only catching fractions of the... What? 51. 51. Ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. It is time. This is your last chance. Say the word lucky in the chat if you wish to win access to the Kubernetes Mastery course. 53. Woo-hoo-hoo! Awesome. Thank you all so much. Thank you for coming and watching my humble little YouTube live stream where I talk about technology. This really means a lot to me. I'm 55. Where did all these people come from? Somebody's got a botnet out there registered in the YouTube channel. Okay. Lucky is the magic word. Let's do this. Unfortunately, I can't show you the Nightbot window because it only runs in Chrome, and my browser over here is Firefox. Interesting. Lisa, you have it up on your screen, yeah? Go ahead and click roll it. And Nightbot's supposed to have said something. Did you click it? Nightbot should be telling you that there was a winner. All right, we're going to do the fallback plan. Where's my phone? Hang on one second. Okay, my teleprompter here. All right, fallback plan. Do you see eligible people in the chat window? In Nightbot? All right, we are going to do a random roll. I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see my phone. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm killing. The suspense is killing you guys, right? Random. So I'm going to select between 1 and 100. And I will press this 4 times. 3, 4. And it says that the number is, oh, it just changed. The number is 22. I will now count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22 is my wife. That doesn't count. We have Stephen K. Stephen K. Stephen K. Calling Stephen K. Stephen K. is our winner of the Kubernetes Mastery course from Brett Fisher. Stephen K., you are in the chat. Please. Yay! Congratulations, Stephen. I don't have an animation of fireworks. I was going to put that together. We'll have that for next week. All right. So, Stephen K., let Lisa know how you're going to contact me. If you're going to contact me on Twitter, if you're going to contact me on LinkedIn, or if you're going to contact me on Instagram, all of my contact information is in the video description. Just tell her who you are on which format so that I know, who to expect, so that whoever comes along and says it. Congratulations. If for some reason you don't want the course, just tell us who you would like to give it to. I just need an email address, but we'll talk about that when you reach out to me. Wow. As for Nightbot, I'm going to have a talk with Nightbot after the show, and we'll make sure that for next week, when we do this again, that he's actually on his game. The way that was supposed to work is we click roll it, and it just does it, but apparently we clicked roll it, and... Huh. Okay. So, Stephen K., congrats. Let's... Oh, Isolina says Nightbot is evil. I wanted to test this. I use Nightbot on my wife's stream. We've done these giveaways before. They always work just fine. And I wanted to test it last night, but Nightbot will only join public streams. So if I would have had to create a public stream, which would have made an announcement to all of you. You would have been like, oh, Adrian's streaming. And so we just didn't do that. Okay, so I hear Twitter for Steven. Cool. Nuno was 21. It is 7:53. I can do... Let's see. Should we do... What else do I have here? I have some cool stuff, but it's kind of related to one another. I think I'm actually just going to jump to the tool of the day. Because the tool of the day is going to take a few minutes to talk about. It's not just the tool of the day, it's the cool of the day. We had one of those on once before. This is crazy. I gotta put my show notes back up on the teleprompter though, so that so I know what I'm actually supposed to say. Because otherwise I am totally lost. If you're curious what I use for a teleprompter, in the video description is also yeah, come on. There we go. In the video description is also a link to the site called kit.co, and in there I don't have all of my gear listed, but I have a lot of it listed, including this little teleprompter thing that's pretty cool. It's called a Little Prompter Pro, and then I use an app on my iPhone to just keep my show notes so I can look at you while I talk to you. Tool of the day, RDBOX. This is basically like a C2, it's a Kubernetes-backed command and control system for robots or IoT devices or something. It's a little bit weird, so we're going to go through it together because I'm not 100% sure on where it fits. There's a translation English not as a first language issue that's present in their documentation, but I've spent a fair amount of time looking at their images to try and figure it out. And here's what I think it is. Basically, you've got a Kubernetes cluster. So that could be, yeah, you don't see my little mouse cursor, but it can either be a Kubernetes cluster in your on-prem environment or out in the cloud. Then there's a VPN that connects those locations with Kubernetes running on single board computers. So these can be Raspberry Pis, these can be other little devices, they can be robots or IoT devices. They can build a mesh network, and then you can control them from Kubernetes, including doing swarming stuff. Down here they have this picture that shows them controlling, it's not a very good picture. Yeah, here. They show them controlling 3 different robots from within some terminal thing. I can't see what the commands are that they're doing. But apparently these all, I don't know if they become worker nodes or if they become, I don't know what they become, but according to the pictures in their documentation, they're running Kubernetes and you're doing all this control with Kubernetes over a VPN. I don't build robots. It's one of those, gee, I wish I had time things. I showed this to a guy at Rancher who does a lot of IoT and SBC programming stuff, and he thought this was really cool. So that was all I needed as validation to go and put this on the show. Michael says, RDBOX versus ROS. I don't know. You build robots with Kubernetes. What's not to like? Apparently it has security stuff built into it so that they will only, the robots themselves, the endpoints, whatever they are, will only talk to the workloads running in the primary C2 Kubernetes cluster over that VPN connection. So they show that the organization's computers can't actually control them or connect to them. As far as the mesh network piece goes, they have this whole thing that talks about how they provide security at every single layer of the OSI reference model. You know, from physical data link network with Flannel, Kubernetes, transport via Topic, ROS1. Michael, tell me how you know about these things. Looks like if you know what ROS is, do you build robots? Do you know about this? Session protected by SSH, presentation protected by RTPS, and then the application layer, NTP, DNS, DHCP, trans proxy. I don't know what that is. I thought this was really cool. So I would like anybody who does build Mo says, how Kubernetes maintains number of replicas in case of robot. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't have the equipment to go and deploy this. I would like to know. Their documentation is a challenge. We'll leave it at that. Michael says, I built a robot without a framework, then realized ROS exists, and I cried. Okay. Oh, Factorio. I started playing Factorio a couple of months ago, and I played it for like a week, and I was like, I can't play this anymore. Like, this is like an unsatisfying addiction, because right about the time that I get to having enough belts to put the things where I need them to go, I need to do more. And I don't like playing games where, I just don't like playing those kinds of games. I like playing games where you accomplish something. Games where you're just always chasing. No, that like isn't designed to trigger dopamine responses in the brain that I don't like. Anyway, do we really want Skynet to run on Kates? That's a question from Justin. I don't know. This looked really cool. If any of you play with this, please let me know more about it. I sometimes put things on the show that I don't understand completely because I still want to share them with you because I think they're cool. If any of you use any of those things, come back and tell me what your experience was with it. I'll put them back on the show. I'll even bring you on the show. We have this space right below me where I can put another person. So we can get you in here via Skype, via Zoom, via something else. You can join the show. You can tell people your experience with any of these tools. And in fact, if any of these tools resonate with you and you want to come on and talk about your experience, tell me. I talk a lot, but I would love to have you guys on the show as well. I know things. I don't know everything. I don't even know remotely close to a smidgen of what I think I know. A lot of times I find these tools at night and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. And this seems like something that's totally obvious. That probably one of you were like, yeah, I totally knew that. That's great. That's awesome. That's how we all get stronger and better and more. So if you want to come on the show, if you got something to talk about, why don't you hit me up and let me know. Let's blow this thing up. But then we're out of time. That makes me very sad. This was awesome. Congratulations to Stephen K. for winning today's giveaway of the Kubernetes Mastery course from Brett Fisher. And thanks to Brett Fisher for actually making that thing. Like, it's nothing for me to give it away. He put so much time and energy into that. So Stephen, reach out to me. We'll talk. Everybody else, we're going to do this again next Friday. And so come back. Hang out. Let's do it again. If you liked what you saw today, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm here every weekday. There's always something new to talk about. And as I've said before, if there's not, I'll just make it up because, whatever. All the links and the timestamps for the stuff that I covered today will be in the video description in about a half an hour. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll get a notification when that happens. If you have something you would like for me to consider for the show, if you would like to be on this show and talk about something that you know about, hit me up and let me know. As you've heard me say 100 times this show, my contact details are in the video description. You can also tweet with the CNCN hashtag and I will pick it up. If I mentioned a tool that you use, tell me in the comments. Share your experiences with other people. I love hearing about everybody's experiences with these things. I will be here every weekday for as long as there's something to talk about. There is always something to talk about. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning. I'll see you in the next show. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
Don't need a part-time